how to live beautifully, live in the present, and shape the future. Do not be casting lingering looks to the distant past, for the past has passed away, never again to return, said Mahakavi Subramani Bharati, born on 11th December 1882 in Etayapuram, died on 11th September 1921 in Triple Crane in Chennai in India. To live moment to moment is what everybody has been taught. Even Zen keeps on repeating them a million times, live moment to moment. And many a time disciples went and asked Zen masters, what is Zen? And he says, when you're eating food, you're eating food. That is Zen. Another asked how to be happy. And he said, when you're taking bath, you're taking bath. Whatever you are doing, you have to be melting with that particular subject. When you carry a borrowed knowledge, that comes in between as a referee. That comes in between as a priest. You disconnect the priest and the broker and the agent and talk directly. It might be frightening to make a direct call to the chief minister or prime minister, or to go directly to meet the head of the institution, but make a deal. Otherwise, interpretations goes wrong, and the only thing what you get is fear. The first nut, if you can crack it, then you know it is easy. The people on the head of any institution are very easy. You have to first crack the nut to reach them. But to start anything, you have to do your warming up and stretching exercise. Kanika was very sick. She is the head of the Montessori school of Rakumjee. And I asked her what happened. She was jumping and teaching the kids dance and other routine exercises to prepare them for the upcoming annual day celebrations. And she had a lot of body pain, and thigh and calf muscles got cramped. I asked, and she herself said, my mistake, I did not do my warming up and stretching exercise. Yes, even teachers knew to use the word warming up and stretching. Before you teach dance, a song, or allow the children to go and play in the ground, teach them that they must warm up, loosen up the knees, hips, shoulders, neck, stretch. Like that, when you go and meet the head of an institution, you have to first study him. It's possible now, Google has got a lot of things. You can study their background and carry some present eatables basically. I remember my auntie comes, I'd meet my grandfather. My mother's father was the Panchayat head. Here in India we call it Panchayat president. So he will be in his easy chair with both legs on the top. So the relatives comes and they have to bow fully like this. Or sometimes they have to lie down flat. So this auntie comes, she does the same Shashtanga Namaskara, and she presents a gift to him. He opens the gift and threw it out and shouted at her, what bloody nonsense it is, you are bringing a dress. She has presented a dress for the grandfather. Immediately grandmother came running, what is this nonsense, how could you throw a gift presented by your relatives? He said, they should understand why I need clothes now. What I need is food. So when you go and meet the head of the institution, you have to tell you have brought a special meal made especially for him. And it's easy to get. To enter is very, live in the present and shape the future. And if you understand that you can melt with your students, the teacher and the students can melt, and only you and the student, you and the book, you question and only the answer. If you melt with the question inside the book, the answer opens in many varieties of interpretations. Live in the present, said Mahakavi Subramani Bharati. But how to live in the present? You have been taught to always open your eyes and get attracted with anything and everything. If the car which is running gets attracted to by seeing the big lorry, and he wants to become the lorry, then there is a trouble. If the car goes to the petrol bunk, and if the car is a petrol vehicle, and it gets attracted by looking at the diesel, and he wants to mix a little bit of diesel, the car will be in trouble. Live in the moment. So people are not willing to live in the moment. People are not willing to live in the moment. They have been taught. They have not been warned that what you are putting inside your body has to be, if it is petrol, if it is carbohydrate, protein. And when you see your wife or your husband, you just for a second you forget the world and you melt with your husband and the wife. And for a moment you can see, before you could even make love or talk, you already got an orgasmic experience. Mahakavi Subramani Bharati, live in the present, shape the future. And you don't have to shape, the shape happens of its own. People will be after you, seeing your beauty of your love. Do not be casting lingering looks to the distant past, for the past is passed away, never again to return. Forget about whether you're looking into the past or looking into the history books. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But just to be with you. Press every part of your body with your hand and massage it. When you take bath, just you and the bath, just give a beautiful bath. Feel, smell, taste, touch your physical body. And the physical body allows you to penetrate internally. And you can see the vast ocean opening, they say. Even the mountains and oceans gives way. No. It's not that you go into the mountain and the mountain is good. Mountains and oceans melts away in front of you. Mountains and oceans, the mountains and oceans will give way, they say. When Jesus walked, when Krishna walked, when Prophet Muhammad walked, the mountains and oceans gave way. No. The mountains and oceans did not give way. They were there only. Only thing is, the mountain and the ocean has become one, and Jesus was mountain, Jesus was ocean. Krishna was ocean, Krishna was mountain. Prophet Muhammad was ocean, Prophet Muhammad was the mountain. They both became one because they know to love. They never feared, they just loved it. When you loved it, climbing the mountain was not difficult. Every time we found out climbing around 5,000 steps, 10,000 steps into the mountain, we thought another 1 month we will not be able to walk. But when you come down, hardly any pain. But because when you walk, when you love it, you can find only shape the future, means money flows behind you, means truth and love. When you can get truth and love always with you. So when you talk with love. Express it up, melt with that, stop. That is the first step of your meditation. It's a meditation, it's a medicine by itself. To melt the hardest nut which is standing across you, and they have got borrowed knowledge. And they will not be able to understand you, to melt with you. But you just go melt. And your melting will be full of fire. You don't go with the hard rock. You go with the fire burning with the love and understanding. And in that fire, the opposite partner also burns down to melt, and you both become one. And when both melts, the argument will be beautiful for so many people to wear, including you. When you become an ornament, a diamond shines, it attracts. When it attracts, you get first frightened. Don't get frightened, because there is nothing which is yours which they have come to take. The nature is given you. If they have to take, they will take. Mahakavi Subramani Bharati said, live in the present and shape the future. You don't have to shape. Shape happens of its own, like the painter. Painting happens of its own. The dance happens of its own. Answers flows of its own. Richness follows you. When richness follows you, the truth is thy name, and you are God.